Hello and welcome to Week 12 predictions. Unfortunately, Greg is not here this week. I don't know if he'll be back on predictions because he's going to Mexico and then Honduras, but he'll get his picks in every week, and we have something special for you at the end to make the video a little bit longer since it's just me, and so the video will go a little quicker. Okay, here's my slide. I went 10-4 last week. I rolled 94 and 69, so I'm getting better. My last week was my best week in a while. I actually beat Greg this week, which is kind of funny since this is the only week he's not here. I don't even get to gloat about my win, but then we got Greg's slide. He went 8-6, so not too far behind me. His overall was 63 and 40, but let's get right into predictions now. Okay, first game we got is Bills-Lions, the first Thanksgiving game of 3 Thanksgiving games. So I have the Bills in this one. I can see the Lions winning this. Greg took the Lions, as you can see, which I'm not too surprised about. They had a good week last week beating the Giants. I just think the Bills have experience in Detroit. They played the Browns last week and won. They haven't been the same Bills like we're used to seeing, but I think that they've been winning games against mediocre teams. I think the Lions aren't a bad team, but they aren't a good team. I think the Bills could beat them. I don't see this as much as a trap game. If the Lions win, I think they prove that they're better than mediocre, but for now I just see they're an okay team. They could win some games, but they'll lose most. But they won 2 in a row, 3 in a row, so good on them. But I have the Bills in this one. Greg has the Lions. Next game, we have Giants-Cowboys. I have the Cowboys just coming off demolishing the Vikings 40-3. I think they'll continue the streak of winning on Thanksgiving. They usually do win on Thanksgiving, and the Lions usually lose. The Giants, Greg took the Giants, which is a little bit more weird than taking the Lions, because but I mean the Giants are 7-3, the same record as the Cowboys, so they're obviously a good team. Maybe just had a trap game against the Lions. I don't know. Some good teams have those games occasionally. You saw the Eagles against Washington. So, I mean, yeah, he took the Giants, I took the Cowboys. I think the Giants could win this game, but I'm taking the Cowboys here with Pollard and Elliott. I think it's just going to be too much for the Giants defense, and the Giants defense, or the Giants in general, when they play other good teams with good defenses, they seem to not do as well. But yeah, next game we have Vikings-Patriots. Both took the Vikings here. I don't think they're going to lose 2 straight at home. I think they're a better away team than they are a home team, but the Patriots aren't going to beat the Vikings scoring 10 points. I mean, if the Vikings score 3 again, I guess they could, but I don't see that happening. I think it could be a low-scoring game, but we're both taking the Vikings in this one. Next, Dolphins-Texans. Both take the Dolphins here. Could be a trap game, but I don't see it. I think the Dolphins are going to keep winning, remain first in the East, thankfully. But not much I could say here, except the Dolphins. Texans the worst team in the league. Dolphins close to being the best, maybe in the top 5. Next, Titans-Bengals. The Bengals are another inconsistent team where they win one and then they lose one right after. They just coming off beating the Steelers, which was an interesting game. I think the Steelers had a chance to win. I think the Titans are getting their defensive player back. Their defense is going to be better than it was against the Packers. I think it could be a shootout, but we're both taking the Titans here. I'm taking the Titans because, I mean, the Bengals are it's either the Bengals are going to win it in a shootout or the Titans are going to win it in a ground game, low-scoring game. And I think that the low-scoring games are more realistic, but the Bengals could get it done. Broncos, Panthers. We disagree on this one. Greg's got the Broncos. I've got the Panthers. Panthers haven't been looking too good. Both teams are fourth in their division. The Panthers, however, still have a chance to win their division, whereas the Broncos do not, or at least I don't think that they do. I think the Panthers, hopefully they get P.J. Walker back. I think he's the better quarterback, even though he did have that one game. I don't remember who they were facing. It was right after the Falcons game. I think it was the Bills or something, but I think P.J. Walker is the best quarterback on that team. And I think if they keep him in, that they're going to keep winning games. They're only 2 games behind the Buccaneers, 1 game behind the Falcons. So Panthers still got a shot. Running back's good. I think they just need to get P.J. Walker in there. They need to trust him a little bit more. But yeah, next game we have Bears-Jets. The Jets did not look good last week, only scoring 3 points. Same with the Vikings, but the Jets are a worse team. They're 6-4. They're last in their division. 6-4 is a good record, but in their division, I don't know. It is the AFC, which is, I mean, the conferences are a little bit more on par this year than last year, but it's still the AFC, and I still don't think the Jets are going to make the playoffs, at least just relying on their defense and not their offense. They benched Zach Wilson, though. We'll see if that comes through with them. Me and Greg both think so. The Bears have been scoring. They've been doing good. They just haven't been winning. I think that's on purpose, if you ask me, because I feel like they could have won at least one of their last 3 games where they scored 30 points, 24 points, whatever. That's why I put tanking, because I do think they're tanking. But, I mean, I think if they want to beat the Jets, they will. We'll just see if they want to beat them or not. But I think the Jets are going to get it done, mostly defense, obviously, and the Bears just letting them win, probably. All right, Falcons, Washington. Both have Washington here. Falcons are another team like the Bengals, where they win, lose, win, lose. I think the Falcons are a little bit more consistent than the Bengals, though. But Washington's been getting good. Obviously, they've won 4 of their last 3 or something like that. And the Falcons still getting the playoffs, second in the South. Same with Washington, both teams fighting for a playoff spot. So, as much as I think the Falcons could get it done, I just trust Washington more. But I think that they're similar teams, as in not great. They're both pretty inconsistent. But I guess we'll just see who wins. I'm taking Washington mostly because they're at home. The Falcons are a better home team than they are a away team. So I'm going to trust Washington there. All right, Buccaneers, Browns. I feel like a lot of people will take the Buccaneers in this game, but I'm taking the Browns. I don't know. The Browns haven't been terrible. They almost beat the Bills. I mean, they're going to get Deshaun Watson back soon, in 2 weeks, I believe. So I think that they'll just keep trying to win games. I think this is a winnable game for them. Same with the Buccaneers, but I'm going to trust the Browns at home in this one. Hopefully they get it done for me. But, yeah, running game, good, even though the Bills shut that down last week. Buccaneers had a bye week, so we'll see how they respond. But next game, we have Ravens, Jaguars. Both took the Ravens here. Pretty self-explanatory. They're the better team. They're the first in their division. The Jaguars had a chance to beat the Chiefs a couple weeks ago. They just couldn't do it. I think they were on a bye last week. Unfortunately, the Jaguars are they're a young team. I think they're up and coming, but they just gotta win games. But yeah, we both have the Ravens in this one. Lamar's been sick for a little while, I think, but I trust the Ravens to get it done. Raiders, Seahawks. We both took the Seahawks here. I can't trust the Raiders anymore. I didn't take them to win last week, and they actually did. I've just ingrained in my memory the Raiders losing every week. I think they lose because that's just what they do. But I think the Seahawks, coming off a bye, get things together. They're actually second in the West now. That's my mistake. The 49ers are first. But I could see the Raiders winning it. They just can't get things together. I think it's Darren Waller being out because now everybody's on Devontae Adams. And if Darren Waller was there, obviously there'd be a little bit more space for their defense. But I trust Seattle more. I think Geno Smith is going to get it done against the Raiders defense. But guess we'll find out. Chargers, Cardinals. Both took the Chargers here. Cardinals coming off a loss in Mexico. Not the greatest of teams. Pretty mediocre. Chargers 5-5, kind of in the same spot of mediocrity, but I think the Chargers were just injured. I mean, same with the Cardinals, I suppose, but I trust the Chargers in this game. So does Greg. Yeah, injuries just plague both these teams, unfortunately. But Chargers are getting healthy. Maybe they could. I think they'll win this game. But next game we have Saints-Niners. Greg actually isn't taking his team. I bet against my team. Oh, actually, I have the 49ers. I have them both first in the West for whatever reason. That's my bad, but yeah. We both have the 49ers here. I mean, the 49ers are just the better team. The Saints, they looked really good against the Raiders, and I trusted them. I took them, and they beat the Rams, to be fair to them, but the Rams are the Rams, so I'm not surprised about that. But, I mean, Andy Dalton looked fine. I just don't think they're going to beat the 49ers. I think the 49ers have too many offensive players. The Saints just need to use Kamara more. They used Kamara in that Raiders game and they won. In the Rams game they didn't use him as much. The 49ers have a good defense though, which is why the main reason I think the Saints will lose this game. But yeah, we have the 49ers. Then the Chiefs and the Rams. Both have the Chiefs here. The Rams are the Rams, obviously. Even Cooper Kupp is out still, I think. I just don't see this going well for the Rams. So, yeah, both have the Chiefs, not surprising. Greg actually took the Packers, which I'm surprised about. I took the Eagles, though. Eagles, I mean, it's not too surprising. The Eagles, the last 2 weeks, they lost, and then they probably should have lost against the Colts. I just don't think the Packers are the team that's going to beat the Eagles. I mean, I suppose it could happen, though. If anybody will do it, why not Aaron Rodgers? But now, Eagles at home, Sunday night. If it was in Lambeau, then maybe. I took the Packers last week, though, against the Titans, and they let me down, so I can't do that again, but yep, I got the Eagles in this one. All right, Monday night. This is our last game until the surprise of the video. Both have the Colts, though, which I'm kind of surprised about because I think this is a 50-50 game. I think the Steelers could get it done, but Jeff Saturday's been doing good with the Colts. So fair play to him. 1-1, but probably should have beat the Eagles. But yeah, I mean that defense of the Steelers could, if they get to the Colts, then I could see them winning. Unfortunately, I think this is going to be Mike Tomlin's first year under 500. But if they could beat the Colts, then maybe they still have a chance. Could win 8 games, but we both have the Colts here. Here it is. So, the announcement. So, every week now, depending on how the playoffs go, because obviously teams will win and teams will lose, the playoffs rankings will shift each week. But each week we will be making our playoff predictions. So, for this week, starting with the AFC, we have first game, Bills 5 seed, Ravens 4. These are my predictions first, by the way. Greg has a whole another prediction because it would be too confusing. Like if I picked the Bills, he picked the Ravens. The next slide would it wouldn't make sense. So, but Bills Ravens, I have the Bills in this one. In the playoffs, I would trust the Bills to beat the Ravens. But the Ravens should be healthy, so I think it will be an entertaining game. But next game, we have Patriots-Titans. I have the Patriots winning this game. I think defense is going to get to Ryan Tannehill. I think that they'll stop Derrick Henry, and if you stop Derrick Henry, then chances are you'll stop the rest of that offense. And then the Patriots should do enough to win the game on offense. I think it's a good matchup for them. The Titans rely on Derrick Henry too much, and I think Bill Belichick will have a good scheme to stop the run, and I think they'll lose. So I think I got the Patriots in that one. And then Bengals, Dolphins. I took the Bengals here. The Bengals proved last year, I think these are two similar teams, very explosive, but the Bengals proved last year in the playoffs that Bengals in the playoffs are dangerous. But as I was saying, Bengals in the playoffs are dangerous. They proved it last year going to the Super Bowl. They're explosive and they know how to win against the Chiefs, Bills, whoever. The Dolphins, I could see winning it. I think it will be a shootout. I just trust the Bengals a little bit more. But I think this will go either way. But then we go on to the divisional. We have Patriots-Bills. I have the Bills in this one. Tough matchup for the Patriots. The Bills can do a lot on offense. I think it's a little too tricky for the Patriots defense. And then especially the offense against the Bills defense isn't the greatest. So I'm going to take the Bills at home in this one. But then we have Bengals-Chiefs. I have the Bengals here. The Bengals proven they could beat the Chiefs when they're healthy. The Bengals will be healthy in the playoffs, at least I assume. So that's why I have the Bengals in this one. Chiefs, it's mostly just a matchup at the end of the day. If the Chiefs were going against the Bills, Titans, Patriots, whoever, I would take the Chiefs. But Bengals are just a tricky matchup for them, and I think they have their number. So that's why I have the Bengals here. Then we have the championship, Bengals-Bills. I got the Bengals. I was back and forth on this game because the Bills all are at home. It could be snowing. That will be tricky for the Bengals, but that Bengals offense is just too explosive. Same with the Bills, but I think that the Bengals defense could get to Josh Allen, make him do some risky throws that he's been doing, especially in that Vikings game. I think get him to throw a couple picks. Bengals seal the deal. So I got the Bengals winning. And then we move on to the NFC wild card. We have the Cowboys and the Cowboys and the Bucks. I have the Cowboys here. I think the Buccaneers, their time is up. They obviously aren't as good as they were last year. They look good against Seattle, but I just trust the Cowboys more in the playoffs, at least against the Buccaneers. And then we have the Giants and the 49ers. So I took the 49ers here. They're just a better team than the Giants, more explosive offense. The Giants haven't been in the playoffs in 5 years or something. The 49ers proven that they're like the Bengals in the playoffs. It's hard to beat them. explosive offense, good defense, all around, just a good team. They've proven that in the playoffs, unlike the Bills and the Chiefs, kind of. I think the 49ers and the Bengals in the playoffs are better than the Bills and the Chiefs. At least they've proven that. So I have the 49ers. Then Seahawks, Vikings. I have the Seahawks. Kind of a surprise against the 2-seed Vikings, but again, it's just matchup-wise. I don't like the Vikings' chance. I think the Seahawks just beat them. I think it's proven in the past that this matchup in the playoffs doesn't go too well for the Vikings, kickers especially. So, yeah, I have the Seahawks in this one. All right, then we could move on to divisional. Divisional Cowboys, Niners, same as last year. I have the 49ers. They've obviously proven that they could beat the Cowboys. They did last year. So, they're the better team. I mean, everybody thought the Cowboys would beat the 49ers because seeding-wise, the 49ers were the 7 or 6 seed and the Cowboys were in the top 4. But 49ers just the better playoff team. Then we have Seahawks, Eagles. Eagles coming in at the 1 seed. I have the Seahawks, just another matchup. The Eagles are kind of like the Steelers of last year, who were undefeated. Well, the Steelers were 11-0, and they lost in the wild card, in the divisional against the Browns. I think the Seahawks are just another one of those teams, just an easy schedule. I mean, they've kind of shown that they aren't as good as we thought they were. I think the Seahawks are going to prove that and beat them. So then we move on to the championship, Seahawks 49ers. This will be a good one. But I have the 49ers. I just trust them more than Seattle. But this should be a fun matchup, especially in the playoffs. But, yeah, I'm going to trust the 49ers defense to stop Geno Smith in the run game. The 49ers get it in a 24-21 victory. Then we go on to Super Bowl 57 in Arizona. Bengals, Niners. Bengals go to the Super Bowl for the 2nd straight year, and then they lose for the 2nd straight year against another NFC West opponent. This time it's the 49ers, though. 49ers finally get that Super Bowl win. Bengals, kind of, they are not that good in the Super Bowl. They lost to the Rams. The 49ers lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, but I'm going to trust the 49ers. Better seed. I guess it doesn't matter home field advantage. It's in Arizona, but I think these are similar teams. As you see from my pros and cons, they have the same. If they could both stay healthy, explosive offenses. 49ers have a little bit of a better defense, though, I think. That's another reason why I take them, but let's move on to Greg's predictions. Oh, there they are, Super Bowl champions. It's a nice graphic there. And then we have AFC wildcard, Greg's predictions. Greg has the Bills in this one against the Ravens, same as me. He has the Titans instead of the Patriots, which I could understand. The Patriots will obviously be the underdogs in that game. Then he has the Dolphins against the Bengals. Similar teams, explosive offenses. But, yeah, I could definitely see the Dolphins winning that game. Then we have the divisional, Titans, Dolphins. He has the Titans. I disagree. I think if the Titans and Dolphins play, the Dolphins would win that game. Just because I trust the Dolphins defense to stop Derrick Henry. And even if they don't stop Derrick Henry, they have a much more explosive offense than the Titans. So I would have the Dolphins in this game, but Greg has the Titans. And then we have Chiefs-Bills. I agree with Greg. I would take the Chiefs against the Bills. Championship. He has the Chiefs against the Titans. I would agree with that. And then we have, moving on to the NFC, we have Cowboys, Bucks. He has Buccaneers. I obviously took the Cowboys. He has the Giants. I took the 49ers, which is kind of a weird one. But, I mean, sure. Seahawks against the Vikings, matchup-wise. I explained this, so I'm not too surprised about that. And then divisional, He has the Giants against the Bucs, which I can understand. But I mean, if the Bucs come back, they revert to their ways of last year, then I would take them in this game. But if they keep playing like they do, I see the Giants winning that. I agree with Greg. Seahawks, Eagles, he took the Seahawks just like I did. The Eagles aren't as good as people think. I mean, maybe the Eagles will prove me wrong, but for now I'm labeling them as that. Then we have the championship, Seahawks, Giants. He has the Giants, which is a bit of a surprise. I mean, the Seahawks did beat the Giants this year, so. But Giants revenge game, I can see it. I would personally take the Seahawks, though. Then we have Super Bowl 57, which is the Giants and the Chiefs, and he has the Giants. So he's kind of like 2007 or 2012 or whenever the undefeated Patriots went to the Super Bowl, and then the Giants just snuck into the playoffs and then beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. So it's kind of like that, the underdog story. 6-seed Giants beating the 1-seed Chiefs. So I kind of like it, but I would personally take the Chiefs. And then we have Giant Super Bowl champions. But that's it for this week. Tune in next week for Week 13, where the Dolphins play the 49ers, which are my two teams. So don't miss that prediction. See who I pick. But goodbye.